also, because this is a beautiful place to enjoy the scenery, from here, if you look that way, you will see the historic wood line. The one that down there we passed out of when we got to that little rivulet. In that wood line near the north end of Fraley is Sherman's Outpost. Remember that tomorrow when you come out of here with Major Powell's reconnaissance. When it's dark and you can't see your hand in front of your face, the world gets very small. When this battle began on the morning of April 6th, the regular outposts for Sherman's division would have been able to see it happening if the sun had been up. They're right there. Now, that Confederate army was here for 24 hours before it attacked. They were basically on that side of the field, but back in there, less than a mile from General Sherman's camp. All day long on April 5th, Company B of the 77th Ohio Regiment occupied the forward picket posts along that wood line. So the men that were alone in the wood line, peering out across the field, these guys were B of the 77th Ohio, men from Washington County, Ohio, Marietta, the town there, and they were all in that. Captain of Company B, William B. Mason. His job to check up on his men and see what's going on. Mason, during the 5th, comes out to the skirmish line, comes out to the pickets, and like any good officer, checks on what's going on. His pickets tell him, Captain, there have been game moving across this field all day toward us. These are country boys. They like to hunt. They know about hunting. How often does the game come to you? The only reason the game comes to you is that someone over there is herding it toward you. And so the pickets are telling the captain, something's up. Something's up over there. I see you guys are getting some dust here too. And so Captain Mason sent Sergeant C.J. Igler of Company B to report to General Sherman that there was something going on out here, and they were pretty sure that there was a large number of Confederates out here and they might be getting attacked. Sergeant Igler heads off to Sherman's headquarters, which is up there by Shiloh Church where we were. Reports in. General Sherman is not there. He leaves the message. He comes back. A short time later, Captain Stevens of Company A comes out to the picket line, grabs Captain Mason, pulls him aside. He says, Captain Mason, I have in my pocket here an order to arrest Sergeant Igler for bringing in a false report. Captain Mason says, thank you, Captain Stevens, I'll take that. Put it in his pocket. He's still there after the battle. Sergeant Igler never got arrested. Got vindicated. Didn't get arrested. Sherman does not believe that the Confederates are out here. To some extent, because he knows the habits of Beauregard's mind. But also because it's a forest. It's a thick, dense forest, and any number of things can be out there. And because Sherman knows that he is commanding beginners who don't know what they're doing and don't know what they're talking about. He has sent cavalry out there from the 5th Ohio Cavalry, and they didn't find any large Confederate army. They had a skirmish with some Confederate cavalry. In fact, Colonel Buckland had a skirmish with some Confederate cavalry. And we're going to talk about that at the next stop. Follow me.